Hello and welcome to this live video interview with these two beautiful human beings on the other side of the planet. How are you, Erin and Sonja, today?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Doing great.
So we are here to talk about your amazing presentation for our VIP package, which we're calling March Masterclasses. You're up as number 3 in the lineup. Enjoy anything, anywhere, creating comfort and awareness in your body, in your own skin, sorry. Where did this title come from?
Well, we had unlimited options what we could present for the March series. And what we were starting to recognize for our clients and ourselves is that feeling of not having enough time. Like there's so much to do. There's so many, just responsibilities in your own life. And then there's the things you want to do on top of that. And then trying to carve out some time for yourself, which is very important, like critical, was sort of going on the back burner. And that's really where we started the conversation.
Yeah, this idea that self-care is not really a luxury. And we treat it like it's a luxury item. But that actually, as we age, we are going to age in conjunction with how well we've taken care of ourselves. And sometimes that really means doing something non-habitual, right? Going to a somatic class instead of hitting the gym harder or longer can help maximize how you enjoy yourself anywhere, how you can get comfort in your skin wherever you are. Yeah.
Including doing those boring tasks like washing dishes, washing the car, mowing the lawn. Yeah,
exactly.
And a task that many of us do hour after hour, which is sitting, usually at a computer, usually. And not thinking of sitting as being, an evil, but maybe using that time sitting on a chair and staying connected to yourself and feeling agile and feeling comfortable, giving you the ways of helping you do that actually is what we're planning on for our presentation.
Fantastic. Yeah. I often find myself, if I'm at the computer, you get to that stage where you're like all hunched up and you're like, what am I doing? I feel like an old person with that hunchback, and that'll be brilliant. Have you got some suggestions for people listening, of if they're listening, watching right now, sitting, how they could get more connected?
I would love to ask people who are watching this, how comfortable are you right now sitting? Or maybe you're laying down, scrolling on your phone, right? In bed, wherever you are, just wondering about this. But I want you to just pause for a moment and ask yourself, how sustainable is the sitting that you're in right now, or the laying down, or feeling the weight of your phone? Do you feel the strain in your neck? And just start to get very honest about that, because oftentimes we feel these little pangs, we feel these little twinges, but we're not really honest about it. Oh, it'll go away, or I'll just ignore it. But really turning towards the thing that is causing you discomfort, whether it's sitting or looking at your phone in your bed, and really asking yourself, is this the best way I could be doing this? And if not, come to our masterclass, because we're going to teach you how to create comfort that you can't imagine on your own.
Really is just being aware of what you're actually doing at the time. Fantastic.
And we've got some treats, recognizing that most people are time poor, is that our lessons are particularly short. They're designed so that you can just do 20-minute, which is how we've broken up and sectioned up our presentation, and that they're in different positions, because in a traditional Feldenkrais class, you usually lie down on a mat. But if you're at the office or if you're in the middle of a busy day, the last thing you're going to do is go find your mat, clear a space, turn off your phone, lock the door, tell everyone, leave you alone. So to be able to quickly transition, or to have it in the background, like have the feeling of knowing how you're sitting, knowing your foundation, knowing something about how your feet are connected to the floor, not just as a diversion, like, oh, now I'm going to go do my awareness work, but like all the time, kind of like learning a language. At first, you actually have to think, now, is that the word? Is that the verb? Oh, you're doing your translation. But eventually, when you've been practicing and doing some of these movement classes, you start to realize you don't need a teacher guiding you. You just need the tool, the skill set of how to do it for yourself. Because you're going to be in situations that we couldn't even predict. We don't know. Like, Erin's a musician, and think of all the different musicians in that orchestra that you were playing with on the weekend. Each of them has a different arrangement, how they're holding their instrument. And, we've got maybe someone's a mom and they're carrying their infant or their toddler, and even those difference in ages puts a different strain on mummy and the way she carries baby and all those things.
So true. Erin, we're going to say something. Are we going to add to that?
Well, I love what you said about really using the work to be your own teacher, because really it is about awareness, but there's this thing about awareness that is very concrete. In fact, when you are aware of something new, that's a potential to create a new habit. So I've had people say, well, I'm really already so aware of myself, who maybe have had a stroke or, play a musical instrument. And my response is always, of course, you have to have a level of awareness to function, to get out of bed. But just by the nature of a habit is such that once it's a habit, your system doesn't want to think about it anymore. You just brush your teeth with that hand for the next 80 years, and that's 80 plus years, and that's it. And if we say, well, just be aware more, that doesn't give you enough information. But if you brush your teeth with the other hand, even just once, you're going to sense new things. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to get into your blind spots that you're not aware of, that just by the nature of it, you couldn't be aware of, right? Because a habit is designed to go away, and that's just how you do something.
Mm-hmm. And that leads you to the next step, which is if you're driving down that road of habit, it's the super freeway, it's like 8 lanes. You do it over and over and over again, is that you forget that there's side roads, country roads, there's interesting little turnoffs that can take you to a lovely little town or a forest or just a different part of your neighborhood. So actually, the awareness is the first piece, about recognizing you don't have to hold your phone and your shoulders go up, that maybe picking up your phone in a different way sets the chain down your arm, into your neck and into your spine a little differently, and that taking that moment of pause, because that moment of pause between stimulus and response, that's your habit. When stimulus and response happen immediately, habit by definition is something you don't realize is happening. It's involuntary. Mm-hmm. So putting the pause there allows, that moment of potential choice of maybe do something different.
Brilliant. And Christine is in the chat. Hi, Christine. She's another presenter on the March Masterclasses. She says, great analogy. Freeway and the side roads, love it. Thanks.
There she is. I picture her on a motorcycle. Where are you on?
Yeah, she's cool. She rides a motorcycle. So share with the audience, when is your presentation next week?
So we're happening live around the world. I'm not the first time zone, but for me, it's Sunday, March 19 at 3 p.m. So for London, I think that would be 9 p.m. Sunday.
Yeah. And for the West Coast of the United States, Pacific time, that's noon. And for Arizona, we are now on Pacific time, so noon. Mountain time, which were on last week, but we are no longer on, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock Central.
And Angela,
crazy.
Tell us about Australia. What time are we on in Australia?
Well, I am in Adelaide. I'm in central Australia, so I'm half an hour behind the East Coast. It's going to be 4:30 a.m. for me.
Sounds charming.
So 5 a.m. for Sydney, Melbourne, and East Coast. I don't mind because I would love to get up and experience these lessons with you two lovely ladies. Maybe I'll be napping after though.
Definitely.
Oh, you're definitely.
I have my camera off in the background doing the tech for you. So maybe have my mic off in case I do fall asleep and snore. I'm sure I won't.
Thank you for your
yeah, thank you for being our backup, our tech support.
Yeah. It's not the first time I've gotten up at crazy o'clock to, join a session or two. So these masterclasses are part of the festival VIP package. So last year we hosted an amazing festival. Erin and Sonja both have a presentation in that festival and an awareness through movement that connects with their presentation. And each of the presenters did the same thing, a wonderful presentation and an awareness through movement lesson that connects to their presentation. You get access to all of that content. You also get access to our movement camp that we did last year after the festival, which has another 20 awareness through movement lessons. And this is the other bonus that is part of the VIP package. There are 7 masterclasses. We've already hosted 2. The first one last week was on singing and the face and the jaw. Great if you're acting and you need to use your face to present or being on stage And last night we had something on the shoulders, gliding shoulder blades. Everyone felt amazing and was sitting with more poise and better posture after the session. And then next week we have you wonderful ladies. And then after that, we still have another, 4 masterclasses happening. So such an awesome package. Would you like to share anything else before we wrap this up, ladies?
I would just give people a heads up that we're going to take you all around the world, and get ready and have your mat someplace on the floor that you can work. We're going to be doing some practical things in a chair and also some rather clever things standing up, so that you really see how accessible and practical a movement concept can be. So these are not sort of pristine activities that you have to do for an hour lying down, which would be a full-length lesson.
Awesome. Yay. So we'll drop the link in the comments below when we finish. And any last words? Erin?
I'm just so excited about these masterclasses. You know, as a Feldenkrais practitioner, it is such a joy to be a part of this community, because I love going in and doing the lessons of my colleagues to get a different voice, because even as Feldenkrais practitioners, we get habitual about how we teach, what lessons we gravitate towards. And if you're new to the Feldenkrais work, it's important for you to know how diverse it is and how many lessons there are from Feldenkrais himself, but then what we have all done to grow the work as he has wanted us to do. So just a shout out to the other Feldenkrais practitioners out there as well, that this is a community for really everyone, I think. So come join us. What Angela created is amazing. So
yeah, inspiration.
Yeah, each of the masterclasses, I did ask the presenters to pair up, and you girls have had fun together, have you? Preparing this? Yeah. The two last night, one was from Germany, Utah, and she taught in English for the first time, and she did amazing. Her voice was so soft and calm and gentle. It was lovely. With Donna Rose in Queensland in Australia. So you really are getting a tour of the world, both in your presentation next week, but also with the presenters from around the world. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, thank you. I'll end the recording.